Hello and welcome back to the Vessel and Voice podcast. I'm your host, Kim Charlson, and in today's episode, Monty will be sharing a channeled energy update for the month of April. Let's get into it. I am really excited to be back channeling, and today we're starting off with an episode all about the energy and what we're going to be facing in April. There has been so much going on in the greater world right now, so much chaos, but also so much increased awareness about what is not working. I don't know about you, but as I'm witnessing everything that's happening externally in the world, it is also making me look internally and saying, oh, I can see how that sort of energy that's external is also present within myself and how I am allowing that external energy to be manifested in how I treat myself and how I'm treating others. It has been an interesting way to work with the energy that I have arrived at through working with Monty and their channeled messages that we've been sharing for the last year or so. One of the things that Monty shares in today's episode is the energetic processes that we're going to be going through in April. So let's take it to Monty now and let them share this month's energy update. April brings forward certain energies of asking you to come more fully into yourself. Over the previous few months, there have been energies that have been opening and transforming and revealing a new perspective and way of moving in the world. It has been an energy of coming into an awareness, a change in how you perceive the world, the energy, and how the energy has been collaborating with you, how the energy has been coming into your essence, directing how you behave, what you believe, how you are conditioned to think about the world. And over this time, up until now, you have been coming into a deeper realization of the things that were not true, of the things that no longer fit, that were incompatible with your energy. And it has been allowing you to realize and come to an awareness of the ways that things need to change. But up until now, you have been doing the preparatory work, the work involved of realizing this is out of alignment and beginning to imagine a different way of being, a different way of thinking, operating in the world. And for most of you, this has come forward just in a shift in this awareness of this perspective of dreaming, thinking, strategizing, overthinking the different ways in which you could change the outward reality in which you live in. And this is a time for all of human creation of recalibrating these energies. And it first begins inside. And that is what you have been doing up until this point. It is time, in this month in particular, for you to face the challenges of making these new internal perspectives significantly more external, for you to come into the outward realization of these energies. This will create a great amount of tension. And this is what we want you to know going into this month. In speaking about the energy, is that tension is a positive thing. That tension that you will feel, that challenge that you will come into in your energy, and that collaboration with the external world will allow you to realize that tension is truly beneficial. That tension shows you where the external world is out of alignment with your natural energy, with this new perspective that you have come into. This tension that you have been starting to feel over the previous months of realizing, yes, this needs to change, is going to start showing up in the ways that you are trying to change. Before was the realization, the awareness. Now is the implementation. And as part of implementation, that tension is there. Now, when this tension arises, you have two choices of which you can decide. Will I allow this tension to contract my energy? Contraction is not necessarily a bad thing. We want you to understand that contraction can be a very necessary part of the process. Contraction says, I need to reevaluate. I need to go back inside of myself. Now that I have this awareness and I realize this external tension exists, I need to get even stronger, even more determined, even more clear on what it is that my natural state of energy is. Not what it needs to be, but what it already is, but that needs to be brought forward into the world. This contraction of your energy directs your energy from being outwardly focused to being inwardly focused. It allows you to re-enter into that cocoon moment, if you will, of reorienting, recalibrating, coming into an even deeper awareness. But not just awareness, commitment, devotion to that energy. That contractive energy asks you to say to yourself, yes, this is truly what I want. This is truly worth it to me. And so I am going to expand that energy out once again, but you must allow that contraction to occur first. Contraction in this way is allowing you to really determine and choose what it is that you want. That when that tension arises, the contraction that occurs is the redevotion to that path that you are intentionally choosing. Now, your other option is, of course, expansion, of saying this tension exists now. I can feel the ways that my energy is being challenged. I can notice the ways that the external reality that I am currently in is at odds with what I am choosing to be in alignment with. With my devotion to my energy of who I am going to allow myself to tune into that source of energy, to let that be my determination of where I am headed rather than the tension that I am feeling, and allowing that to radiate out from me to become more expanded, more assertive in my own energy, more devoted in my mission to bring this energy to the external world. That expansion is often seen as a good thing. But what we want you to know is that expansion is not something that you should force. Expansion is something that should come naturally to you when you are ready for it. So, what we want you to do is to look at the tension that you will experience this month and notice what your energy is naturally doing. Is it asking you to contract again and become redevoted to your own energy, to become sure in what you are choosing? Or is it asking you to take the surety that you have and expand outward with it? Is it saying, I am ready, I know what I want, and I'm going to expand into this possibility, knowing that even though I feel the tension and the challenge that is facing me, that I am determined in my own energy, I know what it is, and I am ready to choose it over the tension that I am feeling. Both of these paths, one more obvious than the other, is of choosing the internal state of being over that tension. That is the key to both of these. That if you choose to allow that tension to be the source of your energy, then you are missing the opportunity of either rededicating yourself through that contraction and determining what it is that you truly desire to be, or allowing that tension to prevent you from stepping fully into that opportunity that you can create for yourself, for that expansion of your energy that it is ready for. So when you come into that tension this month within your energy, externally interacting with the world and noticing those parts where tension is created where your energy seems to not flow quite as easily, when you are faced with challenges that ask you to make the choice of contraction or expansion, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, do I know clearly what it is that I want to be? Not how I want to behave, but what I want to be in this moment. Despite that this tension is here, I know who I am. If that is not clear, allow yourself to contract. It is not the tension that is causing the contraction, but your determination of that you need additional clarity. If you feel as though you do know with that surety, although there may be a waver in that surety of your thinking mind saying, do we really know? But when you listen to yourself, to your energy, to your inner world, it says, yes, I do know. Then allow yourself to be that energy, to expand it out, to allow that energy to dictate how you are behaving outwardly in the world. But in both of these cases, tension is merely the event that triggers this choice. It is an external event. It is not an internal one. That tension is caused by you interacting with the world, not from an internal tension that you are bringing into yourself and letting it become the determination of who you will be. This is the key for this month, that when that tension arrives, allowing yourself not to become enmeshed with that, not allowing that tension to determine who you will be and how you will behave, but rather looking at the two options that are truly available: the contraction or expansion of your energy, the allowing yourself to become redevoted, or to behave and act and be in that energy because you know who you are. It is important that you take a moment of time, just a single breath, when this tension arises, to give yourself that space, to remind yourself of what it is that you already know. And what it is that you know is either, yes, I know what I want to be, or I am a bit unsure, so I'm going to go within to find it. I am not going to allow that outward tension to determine who I am, and I'm only using it as the triggering event that allows me to come more into that realization, that allows me to come more into my energy, one way or the other. We see in humanity right now a need for allowing oneself this breath, this moment of pause, of not allowing the tension and chaos that is external to be the determination of the inner state. It is something that humanity is at an evolutionary point of change that will become increasingly important over the coming months, over the coming years. Now is a beautiful time to begin this practice of acknowledging that there are always different choices available than being that tension that is external. That those choices are centered on your energy rather than the external circumstances you find yourself in. Because right now, that tension is being presented in one form. But as you work through that tension, it will come in a different form down the road. It will be wearing different clothes and look very differently. But it will ask you yet again, with that tension, what is it that you shall do? Who is it that you shall be? And knowing what the answer is, because you have looked within, is the path forward. We send you great love in this endeavor this month. And as always, call upon your spirit team for support, for love, and for assistance in your soul mission at this time. That is all. April sounds like it's going to be a bit of a challenging month for us. And I'm not going to lie, I'm definitely wondering, oh, what is that tension going to be? How am I going to react? And the key here that Monty really wants us to acknowledge is that our energy is naturally going to either contract or expand. It is not a conscious choice that we are making. It is noticing what our energy is automatically doing and letting it do that thing. They really want us to know that it is not about constantly being in expansion, that sometimes it is about that contraction. So that way we can see in our energy the ways that we need to really get redevoted to our core energy and our focus. So we'll see how it goes for each one of us. I'd love to know how this energy update lands with you, how at the end of the month, how it came to fruition. It's always interesting to see. And Monty and I record these episodes usually pretty well in advance. So it's interesting then to witness how it plays out, not only in my life, but in everybody else. And I'm excited for this one because I do feel like it's going to be this really interesting recalibration of our energy that so far, as we've been entering into this year, it has been a different sort of hope. And that may seem like a very big contradiction based off of everything that's going on in the world right now. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of things that are unformed, a lot of things that we're figuring out. But I look at all that change and I say, okay, this is an opportunity for us to figure out how we want to be going forward. What are the new systems, organizations, ways of doing business, ways of organizing ourselves as a human evolutionary standpoint? What are those changes? How could we get more into alignment with ourselves, with the collective? And that brings me a certain amount of hope, which seems so contradictory with everything that is happening right now. That as everything is breaking, the systems are rupturing and people are really feeling that tension, which may increase in April in our personal lives as well as in the collective. Taking that perspective of, okay, but where's the opportunity? How can I see that this is asking me to either contract and get really redevoted to what I care about or expanding out and letting that energy be felt by others? It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, and I'm looking forward to it. So let us know in the comments or send us a message. We always love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in the next one.